Today, we're diving into a popular post from the Reddit titled as, "Thief tried to steal my car, accidentally filled it up with gas and brought it back to me instead." This post received 23,580 upvotes. Posted by Twilling8. The post reads as follows. My first car was a 1984 Jeep CJ7, a pretty sweet ride for a dirt-poor teenager in the 90s. I was working midnights at a gas station and loaned it to my brother who was taking a date to a party. I got a call around 1 a.m. from my brother who told me he left the keys in the Jeep and it was stolen. I was devastated. I was still on the phone with my brother when the thieves pulled my Jeep into my gas station to fill up on gas. As luck would have it, the gas gauge on my Jeep was broken and always read, empty, and I worked at the only 24-hour gas stations in the area. I pressed the silent alarm and proceeded to fill up my Jeep. It was a full-serve station. When the thieves were out of the Jeep, I saw an opportunity to slip the key out of this ignition and into my pocket. They paid for the gas, and argued amongst each other who had the keys last. The delay was enough for the police to arrive. I had to explain the story to the officer half a dozen times before he understood. The thieves had this stunned look of disbelief on their faces I'll never forget. The cops were belly laughing telling the story to dispatch, all the while the thieves sat in cuffs in the back of the squad car. The story made most of the major newspapers the following day. A comment from user Seaman_y'all says, "My wife's car got stolen from outside our house. A couple of weeks later, the cops found it and returned it to us. The thieves had installed a new stereo in it, better than our old one, and we got to keep it." Win smiley face. This comment received 2138 upvotes. A comment from user Faraxke says, "I don't know if this is really pro-revenge or not, but the karma sure was strong and it's still a great story." This comment received 4489 upvotes. A reply from user An anonymous user says, "Deleted." This reply received 400 upvotes. A reply from the original author Twilling8 says, "Not to gloat, but I really did handle this perfectly. There are few times in a person's life they can say that. If I confronted them, I am sure they would have beat me senseless and drove off." Aside from the broken gas gauge, another awesome irony of this story was that the ignition in my Jeep was broken and it didn't need a key to start. This reply received 679 upvotes. A comment from user ASL687 says, "My cousin's pa's car was stolen. A few weeks later he got a call that the car was in a field around 12 miles away. When he got there he found some tapes and other stuff from his car. In the place where the car should have been, it had been stolen again and sold for scrap." This comment received 105 upvotes. A comment from user Sordopoulos says, "Hey, I have a 1983 CJ7. We just got it repainted, and it looks great. Do you still have yours?" This comment received 222 upvotes. A reply from the original author Twilling8 says, "No, I sold it years ago when I moved overseas. I'm jealous. I still have a soft spot for CJs." This reply received 49 upvotes. A comment from user Dongo666 says, "Great story. Your brother is a fucking dumbass. Don't ever loan him anything else." This comment received 963 upvotes. A reply from the original author Twilling8 says, "Lol. Coincidentally, my brother was on the front page recently. https://www.reddit.com/r/funny/comments/for vvxoy/my_brothers_in_the_my_tastings_if/" This reply received 736 upvotes. A comment from user BudweiserZo says, "My first car was a 1974 Toyota FJ40. I used to forget the keys in it all the time. This was a nightmare scenario for me, too." This comment received 63 upvotes. A comment from user An anonymous user says, Everything that breaks on a Jeep just gives it more character. Who knew a broken gas gauge works as an anti-theft device? This comment received 48 upvotes. A comment from user 6finger discount says, newspaper link? This comment received 36 upvotes. A reply from the original author Twilling8 says, I figured I'd get called on this. Unfortunately, I don't even remember what year this happened. It was in the Toronto Star somewhere between 1993 and 1996. This reply received 67 upvotes. A comment from user Sug1 says, Instant Karma will love this. This comment received 115 upvotes. A comment from user an anonymous user says, funny story. About 15 years ago I was driving a piece of shit Plymouth Acclaim. Burned oil. Smoked like a chimney, piece of shit. Loved that car. Anyway, some fucker that I shot pool with had the exact same car. Wouldn't you know? He used his keys in my car and tried to steal it. Piece of shit. This has nothing to do with the story. This comment received 31 upvotes. A reply from the original author Twilling8 says, irrelevance is no excuse to not share a good story. That, fine sir, was a double negative. This reply received 20 upvotes.